All right, folks, welcome back to the channel, to another Hickory Hacker course vlog. It's been a while since you've seen one of these, since you've heard my voice, since I've done one of these voiceovers, but I wanted to bring you the second round at Bethpage Black, playing Hickory clubs. If you saw the first round, you know what I shot, and I'm going to try to do better than that this time, but I'm joined by a really good Hickory golfer. This is my friend Sam Sinclair, and he's really going to show you how it's done today here at Black using Hickory sticks. And without any further ado, we're just going to get right into the action here. I'm using my driving iron here off the tee, but you're going to see a splice neck driver come out a little bit later in the round. I was trying to get a little bit more distance. And yeah, it was another beautiful day here for our second round. A little windy, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing the voiceover, because I just had too many instances of wind noise in the microphone, and it was starting to bug me. So you're going to hear my voice instead, but I'm going to give you plenty of on the course sights and sounds as we go. If you didn't watch the first video, that was with my buddy Tim, and that was my first round at Bethpage Black, and it's a tough course, obviously. I'm publishing this the week of the Ryder Cup 2025, so I thought it was kind of a good occasion to get the second round out. And this is from May 2024. So I was hoping to get out in 2025, but because of the Ryder Cup schedule, the course was just really difficult to get on. This is one of the other players you're going to see over the course of the round. This is Josh. Him and his cousin Nate were playing together here, and we're part of our foursome. And you're going to see some fun action from them later on. Wish I had more of their shots to show you. Most of their shots I'm going to have are from the green, because that's when we were all in the same place at the same time. But other than that, it's difficult to get anybody's shots other than my own, because I've got the camera behind me. Another thing I'll mention here as I eye up this putt is the putter you're going to see me using today is one of my Wulff long nose putters. This was the very first 1848 model I make, which is kind of a feathery, gutty hybrid. And it's got nice weight to it, and I'm really comfortable with it. I've since made some others that I'm using instead, but you're going to see me playing with that. You're also going to see a caddy with us here on occasion. He was with the younger guys, and because he was with us, I wanted to make sure I was keeping the camera in a good spot, not disrupting anybody. So that's why you're going to see some of these off-angle shots, which I think are kind of cool, actually. Usually you see it right behind me, but they gave me an opportunity to do some creative filmmaking here. This was Sam's first time playing at Black. He came up from Maryland area where he lives, and we had a good time the couple days he spent up on Long Island. Played here, and then we played Shelter Island. If you haven't watched the silent film that Sam and I made together from the Shelter Island Country Club, definitely check that out. That was a fun one to do. Yeah, I think Sam was surprised that we were able to snag a tee time here. But yeah, prior to this year, it was pretty easy for New York State residents to get a tee time using the online reservation system. You could do it a week in advance. I know there's been complaints about the bots taking up a lot of the tee times, but I just haven't run into that issue. I was pretty flexible about when I could play. So I think that helped. And I was playing on weekdays. We're here on a weekday in this round. But yeah, 2025 was pretty much impossible. A lot of competition to get out there, and didn't make it. So 2026, I'll go back. I'm not sure I'll do another round with Hickory, though. I'd like to try my modern clubs here. And by modern set, I'm talking about a mid-90s Mizuno set. But I'd like to see how I can fare scoring-wise using my moderns.
That looks good.
And I'll say too, like, the second round, this is my second round here at Black. In this round, Definitely much more comfortable with the difficulty. The rough wasn't as thick as it would get later in the summer, and certainly not for what it's going to be at the Ryder Cup 2025. But it was still thick enough that you wanted to stay out of it. So I had a much better idea of where I wanted to be. That doesn't mean that my shots went where I wanted all the time, obviously, but it wasn't nearly as intimidating for me in this go around. And I really enjoy playing here. I mean, it's definitely tough, and you're going to see several holes where my lack of distance definitely hurt me in spots. But in general, once you get up to the greens are pretty straightforward. Several of them are very big, like this one, for instance. And Sam and I were having a little bit of trouble with our shorter putts here in the early going, but you'll see us make a few later on. And once you get used to the fact that there isn't a lot of mystery necessarily in some of these greens, or in most of these greens, it makes these putts a little bit more straightforward. I'm sure there are some tricky pin placements and tricky cups that you could put on these greens, but in the 2 times that I've been there, they've been, like I said, pretty straightforward.
Hey, Rolf.
Good ball, Sam. Perfect. Yeah, playing with Hickory with Sam was a real joy, and watching his swing. I wish that I could have figured out how to emulate that during the round, but it's just a nice, smooth tempo. It's everything I tell somebody who's new to Hickory how to swing. I can't even do it myself, but yeah, watch this video. If you're new to Hickory, watch Sam swing, especially his tempo with his woods off the tee and from the fairway. And you'll do really well pretty quick with woods if you follow that advice. I know Sam wasn't real pleased with this shot. It got a little unlucky for him, too. He actually got up to the top of the plateau, and it kind of dribbled back into the bunker. But generally speaking, Sam was pretty locked in throughout this round, and I'm excited to show you how he shot. And I'm playing this hole almost exactly how I played it the first time. I was in this bunker, so familiar territory for me here. That all said, I was still much more confident in my swing this round than I was when we played here. When I played here with Tim in 2023. I mentioned at the beginning of that video that my swing was starting to go through some changes. So I was still probably using most of the single plane swing that I experimented with for a couple years during the first round here in 2023. Now in this round in 2024, I'm more of a hybrid, where I'm picking up my trail foot in the backswing or in the downswing, which is a feature I wasn't doing in the single plane swing.
Well struck, though.
And I feel like the swing looks and feels a lot more natural now. And even now, since this round, I've cleaned it up, I think, even better, even more. I'm eager to show you some rounds coming up here over the winter where you'll see my current swing. But it was pretty effective for me here in this round. It's just, this course gets in your head right away. So it makes you want to do things you're probably not capable of, and makes you overswing. I'll speak for myself. It makes me overswing often, and that's never a good recipe for the result you want. But if your short game can kind of help you out, or if you've got a strong short game here, you can kind of earn back some of the strokes you lose getting up to the green. There we go. Sam's starting to pick it up now. Like I said, I wish I had the camera on him for the entire round, because his round would have been really fun to see every shot of. there's one of my patented overswings. Didn't do me much good there. Fortunately, right after that, Sam did this. That's perfect. That might even go through it, yeah. Yep. So that's the deceptive area. I mean, you could have easily gone further righter than where you're talking. Yeah, what I was saying to Sam there was this hole is kind of a reverse cape template. The traditional cape template from CB McDonald has a hazard on the left, and you have to decide how much of that hazard you want to try to chew off to get into the fairway. And in this case, the hazard's on the right. And Sam probably could have gone over the bunker and been right in the middle of the fairway there. I kind of gave him a cautious line telling him to avoid trying to get over the bunker. But that was mostly because I can't get over the bunker. Sam certainly could have, though. This is a tough approach. Sam ended up short there in those mounds right in front of the green. I was real happy with that strike, but I ended up in a similar spot. And it's at this point I'll mention that while I generally try to show you every shot, good and bad, the issue I was having in this round and at Black in general is that when I've got the camera attached to my cart, I can't put it up in certain spots to get shots. So I just hit that last shot short of the green, but I couldn't get the camera in position behind me to get the shot. So you missed that one. I ended up chipping it over the green into the bunker, and now this is my chip back up. So I'll mention whenever there's one of those instances where there's a disconnect or, it looks like there's a shot missing. In fact, you're going to see entire holes missing in this round because my technology just was not cooperating today. I had the wind noise in the microphone. For some reason, every once in a while, the microphone that I had on my person would kick on, which is what I wanted for the entire round, but I'm not sure why it kept disconnecting. So when it disconnects, that's when it goes to the auxiliary microphone and it picks up all the wind noise. So there's just a lot of inconsistency with that. And then just the fact that it's about a 5.5 hour round when you play here. I literally ran out of battery juice on the microphone and then the camera at a certain point. So yeah, just a lot of challenges when you play here and when you try to film here. So here's a good example of a pretty solid tee shot that just could not make the fairway, even from the shortest tee. This is my biggest challenge here at Black, I think, is reaching some of these fairways even when I hit a good shot. This rough just makes you want to hit it really hard. That doesn't. Gave myself a difficult lie here. The first round, I ended up in that bunker on the left side of the green, and or I think I was actually just in the rough next to that bunker, and I ended up chipping it in. I had that shot in my mind right here. But not the same result.
Sam, would you like me to tend this just because it's kind of crooked?
Yeah, I mentioned the greens are pretty straightforward. There are some nuances, though, for sure. And more experience here will kind of, or playing with a caddy like we were, will definitely help you figure out those lines. But some of these cups did trick us a little bit. We thought we saw some movement, and it just didn't, or thought it was going to go straight, and it just didn't.
Yeah.
It's another sweet swing from Sam.
That's going to be over.
Remembered that hole a couple holes back and took a little bit more off of that bunker to get further down the fairway, and it worked out. And here I'm using a splice neck driver that I reconditioned, refurbished. This is about a circa 1900 splice neck, so it's not quite gutty era. It's a little post-gutty era, and I like it, but it was just proving to be a pretty inconsistent club for me on this day. There's another beauty from Sam. I'm really glad that I got several of his shots in this video, because otherwise I think I'd have a harder time watching it. Yeah, there's me just trying to catch up, and another overswing. And I think the problem there was I was trying to get more distance out of that rough when I should have just tried to get it back into the fairway.
There you go.
There's a good swing.
Stay down and whip that one. Good ball.
It's a rare miscue from Sam. I don't normally show the bad shots from other people, but just wanted to show you that as good as the round that Sam's going to end up shooting here, that was even with some mistakes.
Nice shot, dude.
There's a nice chip from Josh.
That's incredibly impressive. It seems fairly straight, maybe just a little left. I think that was straight for me, and I didn't play it straight.
So this is my favorite hole on the course, I think. I played really well here the first time.
Good ball.
It sets up well to my eye.
Good club.
And hit another really good tee shot here to this time. My first tee shot here in the first round wasn't great, but my chip up was decent. That was pretty good. I was happy with that. And I wish I could show you the rest of this hole, but unfortunately, the tripod attached to the cart decided to fail, and you're going to slowly see it fall asleep here. But what ended up happening here is a 3-putt, which is unfortunate, so I guess it's good you didn't see it. But ended up with a 4 on this hole, which is disappointing considering my decent tee shot. This is a short par 4 with a severe dogleg left. And Sam played this just right. You hit it over the bunker there, and you got an easy approach. I'm trying to do the same thing here again with the splice neck driver. And that was a terrible swing. And that's all I have to show you from number 9, because I had more technical difficulties that I couldn't figure out until after he got off the green here. So we're jumping forward to 10. And another sweet swing from Sam.
It's going to be just fine, I think. Oh, there's the hook.
It's a little better, but yeah, you can tell that I'm just not comfortable swinging that club.
I don't know. I might go back to the driving iron. Yep. Come on. Well, I wanted to lay up here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Go.
Haven't had any good footage of Nate to share yet, but here's a good shot of
Go
his.
in. Go in! Oh, good run. Nope. I had that off from the start.
All right, so moving on to the par 4 11th, and this is another one of those holes where you can hit a great tee shot from the forward tees and still find yourself short of the fairway. So remembering that from the first round, I told Sam to go left and not try to go into the fairway. The rough, at least when we played, was pretty thin over on the left side. So even though we were in the rough up here, it was manageable. And that was some good course knowledge that I'm glad I remembered from the first round. Again, I couldn't get my camera behind me for the shot out of the rough, so that you're seeing now the fourth shot here. I definitely did not want to be in that bunker that I ended up in, but I've been taking a more casual approach to bunker shots, just kind of stepping up to the ball and just swinging, and it's been working lately. So moving on to number 12. If you watched the first round, you'll remember I muffed the tee shot here then and did it again. Now, golf's a weird game that way, where if you remember something you did wrong the previous time you played there, it seems to creep back out. And I wish that happened more often with good shots, when you remember a good shot at a certain spot. I suppose it does the better you get. But right now I'm having a hard time with this hole. That was a decent shot there, though, out of the rough. Meanwhile, Sam played this hole just right. Again, tee shot over the bunker. Set up an absolutely beautiful shot here.
Well struck shot.
Ooh, would have been nice if that had dropped.
Good effort.
That was a good chip from Sam.
I thought that was perfect. I really did think it was perfect.
Not sure what happened there with the camera, why I didn't get Sam's putt, but I'm pretty sure he made that for par. And here's another hole where you're just going to see two tee shots because the technology just did not want to work. I think the issue this time was the battery running out and me not realizing it until I got up to the green.
Drive of the day there.
Yeah, fortunately I got that tee shot from Sam. That was a beaut. And here we are on the green at 13. See the sun's starting to get a little lower in the sky. I think we teed off at 2:30, and again this was May, so yeah, 5.5 hour round. You're getting in just under the wire before it starts to get dark if you tee off about 2:30, at least that time of year. did make for a pretty shot here, though, with the sun. I think I have more footage of 15 on the first round if you want to see what that one plays like from a Hickory perspective. That takes us to the par 3 14th, though. And I was pretty happy with that tee shot.
Is that where you called it? Yep. That's
Where I was
Yeah, it
aiming.
was smash.
Sam wasn't very happy with this one, but it turned out fine. It was just deep on the right side of the green. Pin was pretty far back. This is another huge green. So this putt that you're going to see rolling from off screen was Josh.
Go! Go! Great putt.
Come on.
That gave Sam a little confidence here for his putt.
Thank you.
Yeah, great up and down.
Best up and down in my life. Good putt, brother. Thanks, man. Very nice. Plus 350 was good value.
See if I can recreate it right here.
Keep going.
Go, go, go!
Oh, hell
Go!
Nice par, man.
Great.
Very nice, Samuel.
Yeah, I'm hoping that
Glad I got
a
to
little
see
bit of that will rub off on my putt.
Very nice. That's a professional hole. Hit the stick.
Oh!
Wasn't meant to be, though. Still a fun hole. Par 3s at Black are all a lot of fun, in my opinion.
Set up.
All right, it takes us
Yeah,
to
when it
15.
works.
Par 4.
It's been sporadic today, and I haven't picked up every hole because of it.
Alright.
It's
This
out
is where,
there.
at least for me, fatigue starts to set in. You're walking the entire round. You're up and down a lot of hills. Your body starts to feel it. And I think I'll blame the swing or fatigue for that swing. I ended up in the rough, so you didn't see that shot out of the rough into the fairway right there. This is a similar situation as I found myself in the first time I was here, but I was trying to play it safe. I was trying to just lay up at the end of the fairway and then give myself a chip over the bunkers. And yeah, it didn't quite go how I planned.
God damn it.
So that one bounces into the bunker. And, you know, that's a tricky sand shot. I'm not sure I'm capable of making that any better than I did. I ended up over the green. But this is where the drama between Josh and Nate really hit a crescendo. So they were playing a match with each other. This is an annual match they play. And the match was coming down to the wire here.
Yeah, good par.
And Nate hit that putt. He had to make that putt. And was feeling like he was going to get this hole. I'm not sure where they were in the match at this point, but it was definitely a dramatic situation for them because they were really deliberating over these putts. And so that left this, I believe Josh needed this putt to win the hole.
Go!
And he did it.
Oh.
So that was pretty
pretty
cool,
sure I
and
got
I was
that
glad
on
I was able to
video.
film that for them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it.
It's one of the benefits of having the film kind of set up in a wide angle off the green. You get all the action, or at least most of the action. And glad I was able to get that for them. They've been waiting a long time to see this footage.
more downhill
Guys,
than
thanks for your
Chris.
patience, by the way. Sorry it took so long to finally show it to you.
Mm.
All right, so heading on to 16. I think Sam was really feeling in the groove now with his driver. Fatigue was not an issue for him. At least not. It wasn't showing up in his swing. That's another beauty.
Beauty.
I'm back to the driving iron here. At least I'm getting it out there. Not exactly where I wanted to be. You're not going to see that shot from the rough. I ended up chipping it back over into the fairway. Here's another highlight shot from the fairway from Sam, though.
Oh, man. Great shot.
Like a 3-wood.
Yeah, so that was sitting up almost like it was teed up for him. It was okay. I believe I used my driving iron there. That was an unfortunate bounce right in front of the green because I was otherwise pretty happy with that chip. Here's where Sam's fairway shot ended up. I was pretty happy with that chip.
Thanks.
And one of the benefits of filming here late in the day is you get these beautiful shots with the sunset. Josh had a rough time on this hole, if I remember right, but that was a nice chip right there.
Yeah, thank you.
There's a good putt from Nate. Moving on to 17. This is one of the tougher holes on the course. Par 3 surrounded by a lot of bunkers. Several of them deep. So I remembered that from the first round. I ended up in a bunker on my tee shot the first round here. So I decided to go left. I knew I wasn't going to make it up on the green. So I figured if I'm short and left, that would just give me an easy chip up. And I was pretty happy with this strategy. Sam has got the length to go for the green, so he was going for it. Ended up in that right side bunker. But this is me short of the green here on the left side. If this rough is longer, this is dead. But today it was okay, and the ball was sitting up just enough.
Oh, hit the pin.
Nice.
And it ended up hitting the pin. Downside of hitting the pin is it usually ricochets further than you want. But I was happy with the swing and the shot and the result. There's a nice sand shot from Sam. And that's Josh's technique for clearing the line for his putt.
Stay up. Stay up. Oh.
And that extra effort paid off because that was a great putt. Here's where my approach ended up after ricocheting off the pin. And lazy effort there on the putt. Would have been a nice up and down for Sam there. So that takes us to the picturesque final hole, 18, and the mic completely cut out here, so we'll put some music on and let that take us into the clubhouse. I was hoping to pipe one right down the middle here, but ended up jerking that one left. Sam had a good tee shot, though. Just on the right side. That was one of my best swings of the day. Nice easy going driving iron. Just piped it straight up the middle there. And Sam got our approach into the green started nice with this really close shot that you'll see in a second. And finally, I got one of these short chips to work how I wanted. And you'll see here just how nice these two shots from Sam and I ended up. That's us right next to the hole. And this ball rolling in from off screen, I believe, is a long putt from Josh. Very nice. At this point, I will remind you that my score after round 1 was a 114. And with this putt, if it goes in, I'll shoot a 109. So, 5-shot improvement over the first round, I'll take it. I could have, I left a lot of strokes out there, but overall I'm pretty pleased with how I played here for the second round. I'm glad that I was able to improve on the first. And then Sam drops that putt for, wait for it, an 88, which I think is pretty cool. First time playing Bethpage Black with Hickory clubs. I think that's a fantastic score, and I think Sam was pretty happy with it as well. So, yeah, that'll do it from Bethpage Black. Hopefully I'll be back here in 2026 with my modern clubs, and we'll be able to compare scores and see if there's a huge improvement over Hickory's to modern. We'll see. Until then, thanks for watching. Appreciate the support, folks, and we'll see you next time. Take care.